Hey everyone, this is Bo from the Mari server. I'm here to do a video on guilds. So, for those who have never played Mabinogi and are interested in joining a guild, this is basically where you're gonna want to start. Well, actually, maybe for making one. So, if you want to make a guild in Mabinogi, you actually need to have a party with at least 5 members, including yourself. So basically, you can just press the party thingy, and then regular party, or yeah, regular party. Doesn't matter what it is. Create one, and then advertise that you are making a guild. You can include. I would suggest that you include the name of the guild as well, and maybe that'll help make more people come rolling in. So once you do that, you go ahead and go to this person here, even in Dunbarton, and she's gonna have a shop here. And all you gotta do is just go to the guild tab right here, and she's gonna have something that says a guild formation permit. You're gonna need to buy this for only 1,000 gold, and once you have all 5 party members, including yourself, with this permit, you can create the name of your guild. Now, there might be guilds that have your name already, so do keep that in mind when you're trying to make the guild. However, if you do make a guild with the same name, it's gonna say it's taken already. So just letting you guys know that in advance. Alright? The permit to the right here is called a Guildstone Installation Permit, and what this does, it actually puts down a guildstone for other people to kind of see and be like, oh hey, this guild looks interesting, I want to join. I'm going to give you guys an example of how guildstones look like by going out to Dunbarton. Now there are several places you can install your guildstone. It doesn't really have to be out here in Dunbarton. There are many places. I'm not going to list them all. But this is one kind of popular one. You can see everyone's probably like, whoa, what's all this stuff? And I like to call it a grave of little cemetery stones. But these are all basically guildstones. So here's an example of a silver one, I believe, and then the basic one you're gonna start off is this. So if you guys can see the difference, there is the basic one, and then the silver one kind of upgrades into a nice little silvery look one. I'm gonna show you guys our guildstone. We actually installed ours right out here in Dunbarton as well, and ours is the gold one right here. And if you're in the guild, you'll see that it's kind of like shining to let you know this is your guildstone. Now, how guildstones pretty much work, we should go to a random one, is if some random person came up to the guildstone and be like, hey, I like this guild name, Mabinogi, and they click on it, and you're gonna see a description of the guild. And this can be altered if you're the guild leader in the guild settings. And basic, though, this guild's no longer active, okay. So you'll see things like that, and also how many people are in the guild, who the guild leader is, if you want to note them, things like that. Once you try to click on apply, I don't have the option here because I'm already in a guild, but you can click on a guildstone and apply for it and include your little message, and then they'll see your message and be like, deny or not deny, kind of thing. So that is kind of like the general basic steps to applying for a guild and how these guildstones are used. Now there are also other ways you can use these guildstones, and I kind of really like the options we have here. So let me show you guys really quick here. If I click on my guildstone, it's going to look a little bit different than clicking on other guildstones. I have this thing here that says convert play points to guild points. And what that does is that play points is used to upgrade certain things for your guild. So things like increasing guild member slots, increasing the guild stone as well, like going from basic to silver to gold, and just other things like the guild hall. So I'm gonna go ahead and click convert play points to guild points. Doop. And it's gonna say this is how many guild points I am donating. Wow, I have not donated my guild points in a while, so as you can see I have accumulated quite a bit. So I'm press OK, and then be like, yeah, you have added blah blah amount of points to the guildstone. And that's that. To get guild points, you actually have to be active within a game, kind of like being online, and then over time you're going to start to accumulate guild points on your character. Next thing, you can also donate gold to your guild, and what that does is that supposedly, nobody ever really uses this feature in Mabi, but supposedly you can have a guild, what's that called, budget? Let me see if I can bring that up on the screen here. Where is my guild stuff? Whoops. Guild home. I don't know if you guys can see that. Probably not. How about that? There we go. Now you guys can see it. Alright, so you'll see this when you are in a guild. Oops, let me hide that actually real quick. If you were to click, if you go to your friends list and you click on view guild members, or actually you don't even need to click on view guild members. On the bottom right here, hoo-hoo, derp derp, there is a button that says guild home. You just click on that and it's gonna pop up this window right here. And that is basically what you'll see, the basic information of your guild. And here, budget, which nobody ever uses, you'll see that you can actually request budgets. Like if you want to borrow money from your guildies, you can do that. I've never really used this feature. I kind of think it's broken or something. Maybe it's kind of like under construction. I don't remember if you can even use this. But apparently you do need at least a 1 million gold to and 10 members to request a budget. So that's kind of how it works if you want to kind of distribute some gold to your fellow guildies. Next thing that you can do in the guild is polls, which again I never really use, but apparently if you ever need to create a poll thing for your guildies, you can create one by using guild money, which is basically gold, donated gold. And I don't have that option. I think it's maybe the leader that has that option. Most importantly, the other thing you can see here is your guild members, basically the entire list of all your guild members in the game. And also this is the option for you to if you ever wanted to leave a guild, then there's that little link right there that you can click on leave, and it'll let you leave that guild. Again, it also shows the basic information of your guild, when it was created / established, what type of guild it is, how many total members it has, and guild points, and so on, gold, and so on. So that is basically what that is. And the last but not least awesome beans guild function from the guild stone here is the warp opportunity to go to the guild hall. So I'm going to use that. And I believe it resets every in-game day. So you can't use it again until the next Mabinogi. And what it does, it warps you to the guild hall. And this guild hall is a hall that you and your guild members can assemble in if you ever need it. You can now also sit on these awesome chairs. Heck yeah! I'll sit on the chair. No, I'm gonna sit in the middle. Let's in the middle. That is one awesome thing about this guild hall. I did hear a rumor about being able to change banners and stuff, but I don't think that ever happened. So there's really nothing else you can do in here but just to kind of have a private assembly in a way. And what it does after, if you want to leave, you can either use a guild stone right here to warp back to Dunbarton. So it's a really good convenience to warp back and forth. And the reason why I say this is because if you're in Dunbarton and you ever want to go to Tara, this is where the guild hall is. Just exit out here, and you are in the gate hall or the banquet hall in Tara's Wrath Royal Castle. So that is one convenient way to kind of go back and forth to a town without actually using a warp gate. Just do know that if other people come here, they're not gonna actually enter your guild hall. They're gonna enter their own guild hall. So you're not gonna be like, who are you? Unless somebody tries to sneak you in with a pet or something. So that is basically what one of the features are for guilds. Do know that it doesn't come with the guild when you make it, you kind of have to get it with guild points later on. So keep that in mind. Also, the amount of members you have starts off really small, so once you accumulate more guild points with your guildies, you can unlock more guild member slots and have more members in your guild. I believe the max is 250 members. I don't think you really need any more than that. But that is basically the features for the guildie. Now, if you ever wanted to upgrade things for your guild, I believe, or like the guild hall and stuff like that, I believe you're gonna have to go to Synad, and I'll show you where that person is. Synad is literally right here in Wrath Royal Castle. Oh boy, lag time. Come on, Bobo, you can do it. Alright. And this person is also in charge of not just the guild stuff, but also does the Royal Alchemist things as well. So, and she does a bunch of other things too. So let's go over here to Synad. Ooh, Synad! Give me some awesome things. And there's Synad. You talk to her, she'll have this guild hall thingy here. Guild hall. And then basically you can have these options right here explaining what the guild hall is. And yes, the guild hall off with a stone, so yeah, that is one thing you have to get later. Once you get your guild hall, you need to create a guild stone in the hall, that way you can use that guild stone to warp back to your original guild stone wherever you planted it, and so on. And then you have to get the warp function too. So that's a thing. So if you ever needed the guild hall and you needed the guild warp function, you can go to this person right here. Now, let me see if there's anything else. There's a lot of things for... I'm gonna just warp back. I think I have double warp. Do I have double warp? Warp back to Dunbarton. There's also a few more things I have not yet covered, which is really important in regards to guilds, and it is actually like the limitations of joining one after you leave one. Oops. Warp back to Dunbarton. Yeah, I got double warp. Okay, back to even here. Alright, so here's some important details for you guys to keep in mind when you're joining / leaving a guild. When you join a guild, or request to join a guild, do know that you can't really request, I believe. I don't think you can request to apply for more than one guild, so you're... Actually, let me double check that. Guild. Yeah, I don't think you can request to join more than one, so don't try to like apply to every single guild stone you like out there, because you're gonna have to like I don't know what's gonna happen if they accept all your requests. So most likely you won't be able to request to more than one guild. Also, one thing to keep in mind is that if you leave a guild, you cannot join another guild for an entire real-time week, depending on the day you join the guild. So let's say you join the guild April 1st, and then you left the guild April 2nd. You won't be able to join a guild 7 days after April 1st, because that's based on the day you originally joined. However, if you join the guild on April 1st and then you left the guild on April 8th, you can still join another guild without waiting that full week, because it's already been 1 week after April 1st since you've joined the guild. Hopefully that's not too confusing for you guys to understand. But that's basically a limitation in terms of leaving and / joining guilds. So do keep that in mind. You can't really like constantly hop guilds in Mabi. Let's see, what else do I need to explain? I'm kind of going all over the place with this guild video. Yes, one thing. I want to see if I can find somebody that has it here. But I'm sure you guys have seen it anyways. If you are the guild leader, you will have a guild crown or gold crown next to your guild name. Right there above our guild name is Restless, and there should be a gold crown. If you are a guild officer, you will have a silver crown next to your name. So that is one little thing. Guild leaders and guild or I was about to say co-leaders. Guild officers can accept / deny applicants to the guild. However, regular members cannot do that, so only the guild leader and officer can do that. Just do keep that in mind. What else have I need to cover? Yeah, I'm sure you guys do need to know that there is a guild robe thingy-majigger here. Alright, so if you're a guild leader, you will need to go to Eden and go to the shop right here. She has things like guild quests too, but I don't think anybody really uses these. They're basically little quests that you can kill certain mobs or bosses, and then you get some gold and EXP off them. The guild robe, and I know ours is kind of like butt fugly right now because we just like didn't bother with it. Is basically a robe that all your guild members can wear, and it's gonna have your guild name on it. You can design it with a different emblem, so it doesn't have to be what it's not gonna look like this. I mean, similar to this, but it's not gonna look exactly like this. You can change the colors and stuff like that. So that's basically what the guild robe is. I believe the guild leader can design it. But guild members can go over to Even once it's designed and buy it to wear. Yeah. So I know one of the most common questions is what happens to the guild robe after you leave the guild. You can still technically keep it, but I think you're not able to wear it unless you're in the guild. I could be wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But that is the thing about the guild robes. Alright, so that's one awesome feature about guild. Another awesome feature which I don't really, or our guild doesn't really do too often is the guild battle. And what the guild battle is, it takes place every Saturday at 8 p.m. and you'll have to register your guild for the battle and pay like about 900 guild points and 100,000 gold. And it's basically like a PvP thing against other guilds in Senmag. And I've never really done it, but basically you just like duke each other out, and whoever has the highest score wins. And you get like a guild battle title thingy to keep. So do keep in mind that is another thing about guild features. I think I have really mentioned everything about the guilds, except for one minor important detail in terms of creating one, which actually it's not a minor one. It's a big one. In order to create a guild, you actually need to have service. Forgot to leave that little detail out. Free players are not able to create the guilds. Only people who have service can. Now, let's say you have service and you create your guild, and then your service expires. What happens then? Basically, what's going to happen is your guild stone is going to go poof, but your guild will still be there. You will still have your guild name on top of you regardless, except you can't do any changes to the guild. I believe you won't be able to accept / deny any members. You won't be able to change any of your guild description on your stone. You won't even have a stone, so it doesn't really matter. Things like that. So do keep that in mind. Also importantly, do keep in mind that if you have a gold or silver guild stone and your guild leader loses service, I believe that stone will revert back to a regular stone if you try to put it down. I believe. I think I could be wrong, but I'm just saying if that happens, do keep that in mind that you will have to start over during that guild goldstone again. Da, da, da. And that is basically the general gist of guilds. It's really convenient for those who want to have a certain group of players just to specifically play with. You will have your own guild chat that you can chat with in game, so then if you ever want to talk to anybody in your guild, you can just type in the guild chat. And that is basically it for guilds. You don't really have like a special bonus when you're all in one I guess group together. There's no special bonus. There's not really too much guild features. I kind of wish that they added more guild features, but yeah, that's basically all the guild features there are in Mabinogi. Hopefully this video was helpful to you guys in terms of guilds and what you can have in guilds. If you ever want to join guilds, I suggest going to the Mabi forums. There are sections like Mari, Tarlac, all the other servers in there, and there's lots of plenty forums advertising their guild recruits and stuff like that. You can also, I believe, if you go to the friends list here, and then you go to guild list. I don't really use this. It's kind of a new thing. Back then we didn't have it. You can search for guilds and then request to join that way. So if you ever wanted, there's a lot of guilds to join, but whether they're active or not, we don't know. So that is one thing about Mabi. If you ever need to join guilds, this is one way to do it. You'll see that there are different guild types as well. Yes, they're not all the same. I believe, let's see what types there are. There's combat, adventure, production, commerce, and social. Not sure what miscellaneous would be, but I guess if you ever wanted to choose your guild to be miscellaneous, you can. I wonder if our guild name shows up here. Let's see. Ruaslos. Yeah, we do. Yeah, ours is social. So you'll see that basically what are they focused on, whether it's combat or adventuring, production, commerce, so on. So that is the features for the guild. Thanks you guys for watching. If I left anything out, feel free to leave them in the comments below and help each other out. I'm just doing this video really quickly and roughly. So hopefully that was helpful enough for you guys to figure out what guilds are in Mabinogi. Good luck with your guilds and enjoy the game!